Hi, everybody. I'm Jim, and I'm a B2B marketer. We've got a great vibe going here this morning. You all could be anywhere in the world today, and you chose to be here with us, and for that, we're deeply grateful. But I know, for a lot of folks in this room, this year has not been too easy. Quick show of hands. Who here has had to cut their budgets recently? I see you. Me too. We're contending with an incredibly uncertain macroeconomic environment. We're going to hear more about this from Karen Kimbrough, our chief economist, later today. We're facing an incredibly tight talent market and identity headwinds, which are not as poetic as they sound. In this moment, we have to sweat our budgets. We have to make every dollar go farther. We need to prove our value more than ever before. But friends, I'm coming to you today with hope and a little bit of humor and some creativity and maybe even a touch of art, because I believe that we B2B marketers can't always get what we want. You see where I'm going with this. But if we try some time, we just may find we get what we need. As you heard from Mel, there's a key to unlocking the fortunes of organizations. It's in moving from a product mindset, which many of us are stuck in, towards a promise mindset, where we put a clear and crisp and understandable promise at the heart of our go-to-market. So I've been a marketer pretty much my whole career, at LinkedIn, at YouTube, at Pinterest, at Google. And I believe that our true calling as marketers, our secret superpower, is our ability to render simplicity from complexity. It's in our ability to translate those functional features into a simple and cogent promise to our customers. Something that helps them say, hey, I know you, I know what you're about, and I know what you can do for me. So I know a lot of you in the audience today might be thinking, sounds great, right? How the hell do I do that? Well, this right here is the how the hell to do it section of the show. Because when you break it down, it can be pretty simple. There's some basic building blocks for making a promise to your customer. So we're going to talk about them. We're going to look at a couple examples. So, a promise has to be three things. First, it has to be memorable. Because if you make a promise to someone and they don't remember it, did you even really make a promise? Second, it has to be valuable, because again, otherwise, what's the point? And third, it has to be deliverable by your product. Your whole organization is on the hook for delivering this promise. This is also what your marketing is going to go towards, making and keeping this promise. So let's look at this in more detail in reverse order. So number one, being able to deliver the promise is non-negotiable. If you can't deliver that promise, don't make it. It's as simple as that. Nothing hurts your brand more than a broken promise, and there's no bigger waste of your marketing dollars than making a promise that you can't keep. Second, the key to making your promise valuable is in understanding your customer, knowing what makes them tick. So there are a lot of techniques for this, a lot of approaches. You could use category entry points, you could use jobs to be done, you could just call out customer insights, but the point is knowing what they need to do, when they need to do it, why it's going to help them progress, and who needs to be on board with that decision will help you make a promise that's most valuable to those customers. So for example, knowing when an IT manager needs to renew their CRM license, what they need to get that process underway, why it's going to help them progress in their careers, and who needs to be on board with the decision helps you make a promise that's most valuable to those customers. Number three, and most importantly, we have to make the promise memorable. We as marketers traffic in mental availability. It's what we're buying with our ad budgets. We're buying memories. It's what we invest in over years and years. Luckily, we have some tools for building memory. The most prevalent and powerful is actually a story. And we all know stories, right? Bunch of marketers here. Stories tap into mythic structures that are already etched in our brains. I'll give you an example. These two movies have very different subject matter, but at their heart, they're the same story. It's the hero's journey. See, there's a reason that Pulp Fiction and Shrek and Moana and the Epic of Gilgamesh and Dumb and Dumber all have roughly the same shape. And knowing our way around that shape can help make us better marketers and tell more persuasive promises. Next up, you might be thinking, well, what do heroes have to do with logos? They actually sort of work the same way. They're a type of mental shorthand. We can leverage these distinctive brand assets to connect with our customers subconsciously. You know these brands. I don't even have to tell you who they are. And we can leverage brand characters and musical jingles, these distinctive brand assets. These are some of the oldest tricks in the B2C marketing playbook, but they're hardly used at all in B2B. Why is that? This stuff works. So, how are these concepts being applied in B2B? Let's take a look at a couple examples. First up, we have an example from Commerce Tools. This is a German startup, and in this spot, they portray legacy tech as being limiting and obstructive. Let's take a look.
Let's get started, team.
What is this meeting again?
Rethinking commerce. Huh. Nope.
We're talking blue sky ideas. Don't think small, our customers aren't. Shoppable social, yes.
Shoppable social. Social.
Oh, bunch of nonsense. Next.
Integration with gaming apps.
No, guys, we don't want a bunch of nerds buying our stuff. Sorry, the turtleneck is really...
Who is this guy?
He's our commerce platform. This is pretty typical.
Okay, you know what this has been? Can I take a look? Let me see that. All right. In-flight commerce. That's stupid because everything in first class is free. Sell in the metaverse. Well, why don't we just sell into...
You get the picture.
Oh, it's finally a good idea. Yes, I agree with you.
That's clearly your idea.
You're talking to him?
I'm talking to you.
He was the one who inspired me. It's okay to have a muse, isn't it? Or is that now not allowed? Go ahead. Glasses?
Anthony.
You don't get to call in people.
Oh.
Well, I really think we need to start pushing our own thinking into
Q4, right? Is that where you're gonna... Q5? Can I hear a Q6? Listen, if we get to Q9 by the end of this thing, we're gonna be dancing, right? Great meeting, guys. Right? Let's power down, folks. Great work.
Is your legacy tech struggling to keep up? Switch to Commerce Tools.
New chairs on the docket.
So portraying legacy tech as an out-of-touch bro is a pretty sick burn, right? But it's actually helping them carve out a niche as the antidote to whatever that is. And it's working for Commerce Tools. They rode this to a major contract with the VW Group and unicorn status. Next up, we have a clever piece of storytelling from HubSpot. Let's take a look at this one. So many of you have probably even seen this spot. It's a, let me just describe it to you. It's, do we have it now? Should I just choose some more scenery then? So it envisions, how to describe this? It envisions CRM platforms as aiding pirates. And so it's actually a pretty similar theme to the Commerce Tools spot. It's renegades overturning the status.
There used to be one way to pirate. You pillage, you loot, you set fire to the village, you move on. But that model was ripe for disruption. Yarr. Excuse me. As CEO of my own pirate enterprise, I chose HubSpot as our CRM platform because it helps us treat customers like people, not conquests. Plus, it enables my teams to work together seamlessly as we expand. And ahoy, did we expand.
600 new customer acquisitions in the South Pacific.
We're going westward and winds at our back.
But with HubSpot's easy-to-use CRM platform, the whole fleet is on the same page, and our customers never slip through the planks.
It's always a pleasure. I know they're pirates, but they care.
Thanks to HubSpot, I have learned that my real treasures are my employees and customers. And gold. But mostly customers. A little bit of gold.
HubSpot. Grow better.
Let's hear it for HubSpot. Worth the wait, right? I think so. So in this spot, in less than 60 seconds, HubSpot was able to communicate to their customers, if you see yourself as a disruptor and you see your customers as people, not conquests, and you want to do good things that make money, then HubSpot might be right for you. And they did this in an immensely textured way that called to mind half a dozen buying situations where they want HubSpot to come to mind. And it's brand work like this that landed HubSpot on Fast Company's Brands That Matter list for 2022. All right, one more video. We'll see if it works. One more brand from that same list and a picture of what could be, a picture of possibility and vision. Let's take a look.
Space, the boundary of human achievement, the new frontier.
It's not time to escape. It's time to engage. It's time to plant more trees. It's time to build more trust. Time to make more space for all of us. So while the others look to the metaverse and Mars, let's stay here and restore ours. Yeah, it's time to blaze our trail. Because the new frontier, it ain't rocket science. It's right here.
It's great work from Salesforce. So keep in mind, Salesforce sells cloud-based software and programs. They also have a long history of investing in their brand. But for this year's Super Bowl spot, they wanted to take it even higher. How high? How about Matthew McConaughey and a hot air balloon? They used one of the biggest TV moments in the world to tap into the hopes and the dreams and the aspirations of their customers and promise us that in a moment where other companies are looking to other worlds, they're more interested in investing in what we have right here. So these are great campaigns. They make promises, they build memory structures, and they leverage a broad creative toolkit to do so. But you don't need a Super Bowl spot. You don't even need a celebrity spokesperson. Those are nice, but not necessary. All you need to do is start with the promise. This is a brand starting with the promise. This showed up in my LinkedIn feed, loved it. Stopped me right in my tracks. It's a simple idea, but it's evocative. And I have a really clear sense of what Walnut could do for our business. And lastly, this is one of my personal faves from Coda. So in this recent campaign, Coda envisioned a fantastical future where creatures have evolved to contend with their biggest challenges. The promise here is legible. Coda represents the next step in evolution of documents, and it gets high marks for distinctiveness. So B2B brands everywhere are harnessing the power of making the right promise to the right customer, the power of creativity, the power of distinctiveness, and the power of building memory. It's a journey we're on ourselves here at LinkedIn. Now, as a reminder, I'm a B2B marketer, leading a team of B2B marketers, marketing a B2B marketing product to B2B marketers. Some days, I feel like I'm the most B2B you can be. But we're clear about our promise, and today, it's a promise I'm making to all of you. LinkedIn Marketing Solutions is built for B2B. We're investing in building a better marketing world for all of you. And making this promise has galvanized our business. We've planted a flag. And today, I feel like we're on our way. We just pushed off from Pier 27. That's why we did it here. And so I hope we can all jump in and head out to a more beautiful, creative, and memorable future for B2B. Thank you.